This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling, doing another episode of Boundary to Boundary, Colorado High School Wrestling. This is a video podcast. Today's guest is head coach from Mountain View High School in Loveland, Scott Barker. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good.
Going straight into the interview, tell us a little about your wrestling background and your wrestling career.
Background, grew up in Ray, Colorado. Back in the day, wrestled through high school through the early mid 80s, graduated in 84. Wrestled at Mesa State College back in the day.
So take a step back. Wrestling at Ray, did you wrestle for the famous Bob Smith?
I sure did. I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah. He's a well-known coach throughout the state of Colorado and also in Kansas, coaching there at Fort Hays College. So, go ahead.
That's about it. Wrestled in both places. I don't know what else you need to know.
No. What about your coaching career? How many years have you been coaching here at Mountain View, and how long have you been coaching overall?
Coaching at Mountain View, this will be my 20th year. That's the year that it began in 2001. Overall, been coaching, this will be my 33rd year with coaching stints at Smoky Hill, Aurora Central, Overland, Palisade, doing my student teaching, West Middle School in Grand Junction, and Mesa College.
Is that what you got no hair now?
That's pretty much why.
I lost your hair from 33 years of coaching.
Wear that out of you for sure.
What were your results from last year as a team, and also results at the state tournament?
As a team, we had a winning record. We were 6-5 overall, which was pretty good because we were extremely young, no seniors, just a couple juniors and a lot of freshmen and sophomores. So that was nice that they could achieve that throughout the league duels and whatnot. State-wise, we only qualified one wrestler, Malachi Contreras, and he made it to the finals and then came up a little short there. So we were 22nd overall with Mountain View and Team Contreras.
Okay. That's Eric's brother?
Yep.
Now Eric's over at Mesa?
Yep.
I heard he transferred over.
Yeah.
What is your preseason schedule? Talking with a lot of coaches, they're getting kids in to work out to get them prepared for the upcoming season. What are you doing for preseason?
We'll start in October, about a month and a half leading up to the season. Most of our kids will be out for football and some of the other sports, so as not to try to step on any other coaches' toes, I really encourage kids to go out for as many sports as they can. They have one shot at high school sports, and it is really hard to get a college scholarship and move on to the next level, so I don't want them having any regrets.
Okay. What do you have for returning team members from last year? I know you stated you only had one senior.
No, that guy actually quit on me, so no seniors last year during the season. So we get everybody back. Everybody's returning. We will include this year, varsity-wise, Romero Castillo was a transfer from Loveland after his freshman year, but because of the new rule, couldn't wrestle any varsity matches last year. And also we have Andrew Robbins, who's a transfer from Massachusetts, that was also here last year but had a hernia surgery right before the season, couldn't participate. So,
Whereabouts in Massachusetts?
That's a great question.
Okay.
He was a state qualifier as a sophomore, is all I know.
Okay. Just being from back east, I know a lot of still know quite a few of the wrestlers and parents back east. What do you got for incoming freshmen?
We've got a few. I'm not sure as far as the background. We have a few kids that have been in club. CJ Lovely should be able to correct the lineup and help us out. A couple others that I think maybe will make some noise.
Now, they all coming from the Mountain View Wrestling Club, or are they coming also from one of the junior high or middle schools?
Mostly the middle school. We have a couple that will be coming from club that'll be kind of nice. We've had a couple years where we've kind of had a drought of kids. We just had an age group there that we couldn't fill up over the last couple of years. Low interest in wrestling during that period in time, but it seems to be picking up again now. So we're pretty excited about this year.
Yeah, just like anything, everything goes in cycles. You got your peaks and valleys.
Ebbs and flows. Yep.
What's your coaching staff look for this year? Any changes?
No, we're the same. Sean Hart is the head assistant coach, and Greg Gilbert, and we'll have a few of the returners or the former graduates that'll come in and out as their schedule allows them to work-wise. So just spoke to Jason Winslow, our first 4-time state qualifier and 3-time state placer this past weekend. So he'll be in when he can, and so it'll be nice, kind of let those young guys get in there and do a little teaching.
That way you don't hurt the old bones.
That's why I don't get beat up anymore.
What's your season schedule look like for this year?
It's okay. We've had to kind of shift and move, and we're still down a duel or two that we're looking open up with Fairview, which we changed to a couple years last year because we were so young. We used to go to Battle of the Best for the past 7 or 8 years prior to that. So I just didn't feel we could compete, and we had a lot of holes in the lineup early last year, so it wouldn't have been fair for us to go down to wrestle some other teams with so many holes in. So,
right. Now, is it harder on the schedule this year because of the change in the way they're counting points?
I think it's easier. Really boils down to you get about the same amount of duels and tournaments. It's a little more defined as far as points as far as 10 tournaments, 10 duels throughout the season. So, and in the past, you could kind of pick and choose to if you'd rather go to 1 more tournament or 3 more duels. So,
okay. What are your season goals for this year?
Like to improve on our wins. Our league finished last year. I believe we were 5th or 6th overall. Like to move up a few notches higher and shoot for a title. I'm not sure if we're capable or have the depth, but that's where we're kind of shooting for to begin with. Tournament-wise, make sure that we get everyone in a little bit deeper into the tournament and deeper on day 2. Obviously, qualify more to state, more than one. As long as they have the same results as Malachi, I'll be happy. Make it to the finals.
Yeah. Speaking of Malachi, what is his training partners going to look like? Is there people that are going to be able to push him more in practice, or what are your thoughts on that?
It's the point where within every room there's at least one big dog, and he happens to be at. So for us, he's going to have to push himself really to kind of fine tune. He's achieved a level that some of his younger peers aren't going to be able to achieve for a year or two, but having him as the workout partner is going to make them a lot better. So he's going to have to kind of really focus on tactics instead of technique. He's a great technician, so that's one of the things that kind of hurt us in the finals last year is we didn't really follow the plan, and it hurt us for sure in the end.
I know he's tearing it up on the football field right now.
Yeah, he's tough. He's about 140 pounds, just mean little running back. He's tough. He'll get hit hard and bounce right back up, and having a heck of a time and enjoying himself, enjoying his senior year, and looking forward to the wrestling season and strong possibility of wrestling at the next level.
Well, I'd like to thank you for your time and wish you good luck in the season. This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling with Boundary to Boundary, Colorado High School Wrestling. This is Mountain View's wrestling room, workout area. It's about a mat and a half. a record board.